Right, this is going to be a video on tools that you may need, depending on what job that you are doing, and one or two that I either didn't have on hand or totally forgot about when I was recording the other video. So the first two tools I would say, a bit niche, but most gardens will use them, depending on what you're doing. So the first one needs a bit of a sharpen, but it's your patio knife there. These I must get through in the summer when I'm doing weeding and stuff at clients' houses. Get through maybe one of these a month. I'm not keen on the long handle ones, I like the stubby ones, but this was all I could get. Good for, not just for patios, best way to use them, going on the corner like that against, say, a flagstone, and a long finger in, rip out, you're sorted. Class little piece of kit. I like to keep mine sharpened on the end as well. This one's very cheap steel. I'll give it a sharpen, but it's blunt. Next one is your bulb planter. No, just swap hands, because I'm right-handed. So this class little piece of kit, it's not just for bulbs, it's for sort of potting on anything that is the same diameter as the end. All you do, I'll have to clean that up, into the ground, rotate as you're pushing down, you pull up, it cores the soil, and then all you do is open it like that, the core of spent compost falls out, put your bulbs in, or your plugs, whatever you're planting, top it up with fresh compost, and then jobs are good, and it saves you actually digging. Like this, one job I was on when was it? I think it was about last September or October. If I didn't have this, it would have took a lot longer, because I think I was there 2.5 hours, and I put in just under 1,000 bulbs. Absolute class piece of kit. Not the cheapest, and you probably won't need it for everything, but especially if you've got a load of bulbs to get in, it's absolutely invaluable. Brilliant. Right, some other stuff to do with sharpening now. So, first and most accessible is going to be just a standard file. I've got a few, as you can see. These ones are starting to get rusty. I need to get some new ones, to be honest. But I like to use two. I don't know where my bastard file is, which isn't me having a go at the file. It's a very coarse one, and then this is just like a standard tool file. You can get them. Machine Mart does them, but they're an absolute rip off. Any sort of DIY place will sell a decent file. Decent file set even, and either absolutely brilliant just if you're sharpening, say, your secateurs or your loppers, things that you can't get in with a grinder. Brings on the next thing, which I know not everybody's got to use, but I am a professional and it saves a hell of a lot of time. Standard 3.5-inch angle grinder. I use a flapper disc on mine just so I don't put any pits or anything in, gets a really nice edge on it. Obviously don't use this indoors, or if you do, make sure there's not sort of flammable about, because it kicks a hell of a lot of sparks out. But I use this mostly for lawnmower blades, axes, anything that needs a decent sharp edge on it. Saying that, it's mostly just for lawnmower blades, this one. The next one though, I do use that for all of my bladed stuff, other than like hand tools, loppers and stuff, and me hedge cutter blades, and what was the other thing that I just mentioned there? The bill hook. Right, 2 seconds. This is a pedestal grinder. I use that for any, you can probably see the state of it, I use that for any of me bigger stuff like axes, machetes, bill hooks, scythes. Babe boy's familiar with the angelic upstarts from Soul Shields. There's Mency, rest in peace, mate. And with this, it's an absolutely brilliant piece of kit. I picked this up for about £20. Works perfect. The guards have fallen off and I've lost them, but you know, I always wear safety specs allegedly when I'm doing these, so it's alright. Only other thing is, when you're using anything the angle grinder, stuff like that, don't wear gloves, because if the end of your glove gets... sorry about that, camera cut out again. But I've known a couple of lads who it's happened to. If you're wearing gloves, a little bit gets caught in there. At the best, you're losing a finger. If not, you're getting degloved, which isn't a nice thing. Everybody wants to keep the skin on their hands, nobody wants to hurt themselves. So, no gloves at all whenever using abrasive wheels. Next up is just a standard machete. I haven't used this one since last September. Definitely needs a good sharpen. You can see it's gone a bit rusty, but I only really use this for conservation jobs where I'm clearing oh, frog in my throat. The likes of Impatiens glandular through the old Himalayan balsam. If I can't get in with the brush cutter to, I'll cut it right back. But it is good for, see if you've got big patches of brambles that you're not comfortable using power tools around, or say you can't really lift a pectoral strimmer because they can be a bit heavy. Machete's totally fine as long as you keep it sharp. Always keep it in the sheath. Always make sure it's safe. Again, swinging tools, please don't wear gloves because it'll fly out your hand and you'll stick yourself with it. I'm not 100% sure about the legality of machetes as a tool nowadays in the UK after the new laws have came in, but I use this for work. I do work for a couple of policemen as well, and they've said if it's for work, it's fine to have on us as long as it's safe. So if I'm getting this out of the car to do a job, it's going straight back in the car when I'm finished using it. The last ones we got are the axes, so I'll get regular use, as you can probably see, just cheapy quality other than the Fiskars, that's lovely, they're splitting them all. Hand hatchet, normal hand axe, I use that for, say, if I'm making posts, like in a forest school or a conservation area where we're not going to be using any concrete, just to keep the natural environment a little bit more natural. Get plenty of, I had these about 10 years now, they're lovely. I am debating upgrading though. But, they're good for camping. They are okay. That one's okay for splitting wood for campfires. That one isn't. And the splitting maul, pretty much the only time that comes out is if I am camping or if I need to chop some wood, which it's got a bit too much of a bevel on it there. But I got carried away when I was sharpening. Absolutely brilliant. But you shouldn't really need these unless your style of gardening is sort of more nature-based and conservation-based, like a couple of my sites are. But yeah, that's it. That's your more niche tools. I think I'll do power tools next you're going to need. And review a couple of them, because I've bought some absolute bangers on the cheap and some absolute shite as well. So I'll give you a verdict on what some of them are like. Cheers, in a bit.